What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing good. So in today's vlog, I'm going to be talking about everything you need to K-swap a 96 to 2000 Honda Civic like mine. So yeah, before we get into that, I'm actually going to wash it. I'm going to give her a quick hose down. It's been weeks since I've washed it and just getting really dirty. Man, do I miss the S2000. If you guys missed the S2000 and want to see it back soon, drop a thumbs up for your boy. Looking way better. So real quick before we get into today's video, I noticed a lot of my views are from people that aren't subscribed. So if you guys are watching right now and not subscribed, if you could do me a favor and just hit that subscribe button. And also if you guys are subscribed, please hit that bell notification so that way you guys get all my notifications right when I upload. Also guys, I'm giving away 5 free stickers. All you have to do is drop a thumbs up on today's video, send a screenshot and DM it to me on Instagram. And I'll be choosing 5 random winners and I'll get you guys' shipping information and all that. So yeah, all you have to do is drop a like and send me a screenshot. So let's get into the video. Alright, so if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Andy and this is my 1999 Honda Civic. The chassis code for it is the EJ8, I believe, I'm pretty sure. So many years ago when this had a B18 swap, I made a video detailing everything that you need in order to B-swap your Civic. So I thought it'd only be right if I make a video with my now K-swap. It's a K24A, which means it's from a JDM TSX. And with my K24A, I have a 6-speed from 05 to 06 RSX Type S. I believe it's the K20Z1 transmission. So of course, the first things you're gonna need is the engine and transmission. You don't have to get a 6-speed. The 5 speeds are a lot cheaper, like the ones in the Accord, CRVs. So K24A is the more expensive K24 you could get. It's from TSX, so it has the most power and the most torque. They also have cheaper versions of the K24, so those are like in the CRV and Accord. I'm not sure what else. So again, this video is going to be for the 96 to 2000 Honda Civics. Once you know what engine and transmission you're going to be using, another important thing on swapping K-swap into these specific year Civics is the subframe. I'm running the stock subframe. So the mounts I have are for EKK1. That's the kit I got. It came with the axles, the mounts, and the header. You can find a lot of swap kits online, but for the kit I have, it uses the stock subframe. So my axles, if you guys can see my axles, they're at a pretty like gnarly angle. So if you guys use a EG or a DC subframe, which is the EKK2 mounts, those are designed to lift your motor up a little bit and also help your axles be better aligned. I'm sure down the line I might have some issues, maybe that's why it's preferred to go the other way, but for now this is the setup I have. But yeah, this is the more budget friendly way. The EKK2 mounts, I don't know if there's a different price in the mounts itself, but you'd obviously have to change out the subframe to a DC or EG Honda Civic. Yeah, so they have many different swap kits available. I just bought like the level 1, which included the header, the mounts, and the axles. I'm not sure what else it came with. It might have been just that, but I believe that itself was like 1200-ish, so not too bad for a lot of the major things. Next, you'll need a radiator. I believe you can retain the stock B or D series radiator. I think you just have to change the cooling lines, but I decided to upgrade mine to a hybrid racing one, and also need to get the fan with that. Also, a lot of people when they go K series, they run the RBC manifold, which is from like the newer SIs. I'm not too sure what years, but those give you way better power. They're like the best intake manifolds. But if you're like me and you're gonna retain your stock intake manifold, and if you wanna use like a Type S throttle body or something, you will need an adapter. So you guys can see my adapter right there, allows me to run a Type S throttle body. So down the line, I do plan on switching to the RBC intake manifold, and if you guys are doing a K-swap, I would just recommend getting that from the beginning. It's just a lot better, makes way more power. And also it just looks better, but you know, I like my stock K24 intake manifold for now. So now also an issue that happens with that, if you guys pay attention, the intake manifold, the throttle body's like tilted up that way. On the RBC, it's shooting out that way. So the intake, most of the intakes for the K-swaps are designed to like go over and then down and then like over there in front of the tire. Yeah, so because of my intake manifold and how the throttle body is different, I had to like cut mine, and I obviously couldn't shoot it in the same direction. It was just awkward. So this is the best I could do with the hood being able to close. So this is not recommended. This is I'm pretty sure I'm getting hot air from that. So yeah, down the line I would want to get the RBC manifold and have my intake facing the correct way and actually getting more airflow. So that's why my intake is over here in this way. So don't do that while doing your K-swap. All right, so since we're in this area, you will have to get a K-swap throttle cable and the bracket. So yeah, definitely need those. Also guys, for the radiator, you're gonna need K-swap coolant lines. Got mine from Hybrid Racing. It says right there, K-swap. So I think this might be a problem just with the K24As since they're JDM. So I had trouble when I was first trying to mount my pulley and my alternator. It just, like the whole mounting thing, it just wouldn't line up. So I think the front housing, like for the water pump and all that, like this whole, yeah, I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it's like this whole front housing. Mine was completely different. Like none of this would mount up at all. So I had to get the front piece from an RSX, and it's just like this little area right here. And then the mounting locations and everything works. I'm running the stock injectors, but you will need the fuel rail and the fuel lines, and you also need the pressure regulator. So most people just mount it right there. That's probably the easiest location. Also guys, you're gonna need shifter cables. It's not like a shift linkage on B or D series. Yeah, so the shifter cables go right there on top of the transmission. And it's kind of hard to see, but that's a better angle right here. So yeah, if you guys can see that bracket right there, my transmission didn't come with that, so that's another thing, another small and important thing you'll need. So you'll need a shifter cable bracket for the shifter cables. So my shifter box and shifter is nothing special. It's just from I believe it's from an Accord. I picked up the cables and the box for like 80 bucks on OfferUp. So yeah, you'll need a super fancy shifter box and shifter, but it does the job. Just keep in mind though, the only thing with using these stock shifter boxes is that it's really close to your center console. So see, if I go in first, knuckles are pretty much hitting, same with third and fifth. You're all pretty much very close. Luckily my hands aren't that big, but if you guys have bigger hands, then yeah, might be better for you to just switch to an aftermarket one like the K-Tuned or Hybrid Racing. Their shifters are pretty cool, and it moves the shifter a little bit back. I think it's probably like about right here. So yeah, I'll probably be one of my next upgrades for sure. So since we're in the car already, I'm gonna talk about the ECU. You don't have to do a battery relocation or the fuse box relocation. I just did that to because I shaved the bay. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but just to make the bay look a little bit nicer. That's definitely not needed, but it does look better inside the engine bay. But anyways, the ECU, you will be needing to get a PRB ECU. The one you want to get is the 02 to 04 RSX Type S. Mine has Hondata on it. Mine is the V4. So it's like the most expensive one they have. You can also go AEM, I believe, but I like Hondata. Also the harness, you guys, you will need to get a harness. You can get one from a 02, 04 RSX as well, the Type S harness. Also guys, one more thing I wanted to add about the computer. If you guys get a stock one that doesn't have Hondata or anything, then you guys will need to get an immobilizer bypass. So it's made by K-Tuned, and it's because the K-series have immobilizers, so you would need to splice in that bypass. Or if you get K-Pro like I do, the Hondata allows you to disable immobilizer in the computer. So yeah, it's definitely worth it to spend the extra amount of money and get like a K-Pro Hondata ECU or a AEM. I'm not really too familiar with those, but yeah, definitely worth it to upgrade your ECU because you could do a lot with them. So as you guys see, I don't have the OEM harness, but it's pretty cool because they labeled everything. But if you guys don't go this route, you could use a 02, 04 RSX Type S engine harness, and you'll need the charge harness for that as well. That goes to your starter and your alternator. But I'm running this one from eBay. So that's up to you guys. This is just like a tucked harness. Looks pretty clean in the engine bay. Also, I almost forgot, but for the shifter as well, you're gonna need this base plate for the shifter box. The box mounts on top, as you can see, and then you have to drill some holes to install this thing, but it's pretty much on there. It's not going up anywhere. It's very sturdy. So yeah, you need a shifter and then the base plate for it. So yeah, I definitely prefer shifter cables over shift linkage. It's just a lot easier to install and less of a hassle. They're less annoying in my opinion than the shift linkage. But also guys, exhaust. So I have a 401 header from K-Tuned, and then it goes to a 2.5-inch exhaust. These K-Swaps, they really like the bigger exhaust. I should have went 3-inch, but I went 2.5-inch for now. But 3 is recommended if you guys don't mind it being a little bit louder. If you want more power, 3-inch exhaust, it's definitely the way to go. I know you guys can't see it. I don't know why I'm pointing the camera over there. Also for the exhaust, you're gonna need a test pipe that goes from like a 3-bolt to a 2-bolt because the headers are 3-bolt, like the tri ones. Yeah, so you also need a clutch line, guys. I'm running a steel braided one, and I'm running a S2000 master cylinder with that. You also don't have to do a brake booster delete. I just thought it would look cleaner since I was shaving the bay, and yeah, but yeah, you guys don't have to do this. It's not recommended. The brakes, I do have to apply a lot more pressure, but yeah, you don't have to do a brake booster delete. You don't have to do any of this. You can have your battery and everything in the stock location. This is just me because I wanted to be a little bit extra, and I thought it would make the bay look nicer. So I feel like I pretty much covered a lot. Also, just another thing I want to add about the 05, 06 transmissions. If I were you, I would just get a 5-speed. Since this is a 05, 06 6-speed, I guess it's a high frequency transmission, and my car is a low frequency originally. So what that means is my speedometer is currently not working. So if you guys have a 5-speed from like a CRV, Accord, or anything else that's not a high speed or a high frequency transmission, then you guys will not have any speedo problems, I'm sure. But since I'm running the 6-speed, I'm currently having speedometer issues, but that's fine because I ordered a converter that I'll be making a video on as well. But once that converter comes in, it'll convert my transmission from a high to low frequency. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. So I feel like I pretty much covered everything. I covered the mounts, axles, the header, the exhaust, covered fuel, covered shifter cables, covered intake. So this is a hybrid racing intake, I believe. So you'll need a good intake as well. But I feel like I covered pretty much everything. Alright, what is up guys? So I actually forgot to mention a couple things. I noticed that when I was editing the video. So some small but important things you'll need is also the coolant temp sensor, which goes right there. You need to wire that in as well. So that's like from a stock D series. That'll work. And also guys, you will need a stock fan switch for the radiator right there. So that's from a D series as well. So just minor things that's super important for your cooling. Alright guys, so that should be everything. I hope I covered it all. So I hope you guys have more knowledge about a K-Swap. It's honestly not that much as long as you do your thorough research. You could do it for like a pretty budget friendly. If you guys want to see a video of me totaling up everything that I spent, let me know, comment down below. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please drop a thumbs up for your boy. If you guys are new, please hit the subscribe button. And yeah guys, so more vlogs will for sure be on the way. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Later guys.